Haji Malek, Razak bin Sulaiman, distinguished excellencies, generals, ministers, ladies and gentlemen. Today we celebrate one of the most important holidays in the Russian Federation, the Day of Defenders of the Fatherland. Russian Armed Forces has more than 1,000 years history. In June 1860, Russian troops of Prince Askol besieged the fortress Constantinople and after that reached peace treaty with Byzantine Empire. Till today, Russian Armed Forces transformed into the most powerful in the world. And when any country decided to check it, its military finally came to the obvious conclusion that they are only second after us. Don't mix with US. Today we remember all our people who lost their lives defending our land. This holiday also celebrated in many former Soviet Union republics. And I am very glad to welcome our close friends from our neighboring states, because our predecessors shoulder to shoulder were fighting against fascism during Second World War, defending our land and struggling for our future. We remember the price that was paid for our freedom. Tens of millions of Soviet people of different nationalities didn't return to their homes, and every family has its own heroes. No one is forgotten, nothing is forgotten. We witness with great sorrow how the situation was deteriorated in Ukraine after US finally in 2014 mastermind military coup and brought to the power Nazis in order to use our historical and integral part of Russia as a tool against Russia. We witness how the current puppet regime in Holy City Kyiv betrayed their fathers and grandfathers who fought with fascism. And as it happened 80 years back, our armed forces again are fighting with Nazis to free Ukraine and the Europe from hostage of evil and get rid from the cancer of neoliberal order. Current elite in Europe used to threaten its population about Russian potential aggression. That is totally blatant lie. Yes, we really took over Berlin and Paris, but it always happened as the retaliation and punishment for the West intervention to Russia. The way in which the biggest country in the earth enjoyed good and friendly relationship with its neighbors and the rest of the world. And these dark forces now are using more sophisticated type of aggression, hybrid warfare. For this purpose, they weaponize against Russia everything, like economy, trade, culture, religious and ethnic differences, history and even sport. Today you see how Donald Trump opened Pandora box in Epstein files and disclosed the level of corruption, cynicism and hypocrisy of Western so-called democratic elites and institutions.